Bitcoin is back, baby. Can this move be sustained or will it end in sorrow? Let's take a look at the charts. What's going on? Shed it to you guys. Shed it to the Otter Gang. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day now. Let's look at this beautiful, beautiful weekly candle. My God. Okay, so initially I wasn't sure if it was going to come up and print above here. Well, guess what? It doesn't care. It continued to push. We just actually hit 65,000, which is pretty incredible. You can see we have some positive posturing here on our beautiful view up to the upside, suggesting a little bit of a push here on the weekly, which is quite beautiful. You can see the curvature coming in alongside with the stochastics and the RSI. So this is overall a beautiful looking weekly, moving into the beautiful, beautiful week ahead. So let's see if we have some more positive news. And yes, we do. Okay, so we were talking extensively about how great these 3-day trigger waves are. Okay, so we had a little bit of a crawl out here on our money flow. However, we were waiting for that VWAP crossover to the upside, which we just recently got. Okay, so you can see here that we clearly pushed onwards and upwards, creating that push to the upside here. Very nice move. Green dot starting to print on the 3-day. So we'll be anticipating this to fully print by Thursday this week. So that will be middle to next week, just to have confirmation on this. Right now, it does look like we're getting a little bit of a rejection. So let's be careful. But nonetheless, this is looking positive for Bitcoin. You can see that we are clearly falling down here. We got a couple of trend lines holding some support. Let's get rid of this one. I don't think we need to worry too much about this one right now, but you can see we have broken out of this one down here, and now we have bullishly engulfed on the 3-day, which is quite a nice candle here, suggesting more upside. However, let's get into the daily and take another look. So you can see that we are coming up to this key area here, where we are seeing a little bit of a rejection. If we pull this here, I mentioned this in our Discord, this was our next kind of level to come up into. And if you are new to this channel, thank you for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We do have a free Discord, which is full of great traders, great kind people with trade setups, ideas, warning people, looking bullish for a possible breakout. We were also looking for the short trade setup. It worked out a little bit, but nonetheless, it popped back up. It was about half the trade. We have a whole bunch of good resources and good people, good banter, good talks, and a whole bunch of legends in the chat, including the man himself, Tony Soprano. So going over here to the Bitcoin chart, what can we expect? Okay, what can we expect? This is a pretty nasty rejection from this morning. Okay, so typically Monday is a false move. Let's see if it happens. I would like to see a correction a little bit. This has been quite bullish on a push back up, coming above the bottom of the range. Well, you can see we're above the value area low now, clearly putting in some nice price action. As long as we remain really above 61,000, you know, I am looking for this kind of downwards pattern here where we're making lower highs to be broken now, and we're looking for that return and that continuation upwards, maybe giving us some sort of inverse head and shoulders or push to the upside, trying to get back up to the top of the range. We do have quite a bit of volume to get through though on our way up. As you can see here, we clearly have a big level of resistance right around 67,000. And that 67,000 is definitely a key area, because if we do pull our fibs from the top to the bottom here, we can see that we do have that golden pocket. Okay, so the golden pocket resides in the middle of this range here, which is going to act as a heavy resistance for us this week. So we would really like to see some power moves coming through and pushing us through and up above this area. Okay, then we'll see what's going on after that. But looking at the daily here on Market Cipher, we want to see the money flow curving up and in. Okay, that's going to be indicative of some higher price action. You can see we're a bit overcooked here on the VWAP, so look for that to come down and bounce off the zero line We want to see that nice curvature down and then the bounce. We don't want to see something too dramatic, okay? Looking at this is a nice gaps in the stochastics and RSI as well with a nice push out, okay? So let's see if it can continue to trade above that zero line and push onwards and upwards. That would be a good move for Bitcoin, okay? Let's go over the 12-hour. What are we looking for today, really? So we have our key levels. We have some areas that we are looking for possible resistances for price action to get above and beyond. Okay, so the 12-hour, nice anchor wave here. Okay, so this is nice, but money is starting to come out because of that little bit of a rejection. You can see the VWAP has negative posturing as well. So I would look for something like this. And if we don't get that continuation down, I would look for this to flatten out a little bit today on a little bit of a pullback and then continuation upwards. Okay, that's going to be kind of what I'm looking for the beginning of this week is that correction and then pop off. Okay, you can see that there is interest coming in. We know that there's tons of buyers down here. Okay, when I was looking at a couple other people's videos, they could see whale activity and people are buying here. Mr. 100, you name it, they're all buying down here. So it's something to not be worried about. This is a nice V-shaped recovery, as you can clearly see. And this week is kind of like a free range of trading when looking at the trading economics. We can see that, we don't really have anything too dramatic. I mean, that Canadian stuff, I had to throw it in there. But yeah, it doesn't look too crazy in the sense of, data being read this week. So that should be good for trading. Okay, good for trading. Let's go over to the 8-hour. We can see the 8 hours cooling off, but it looks like we are getting a little bit of a rejection off the zero line, and money has finally crossed over on the 8-hour. Okay, so this is a beautiful curvature on the money flow, suggesting more upside. And if we get that bounce, we'll see what happens here. But nice move here for the 8-hour time frame. Now going over the 4-hour. This is where I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit concerned. Now, what can you see here, my friends? We can see that we are getting a bearish divergence with a heavy rejection down on price action now. So that's something I am definitely aware of. I'm prepared for as a trader. And that gives me these key targets down below. Now, we have these targets, their fib levels, their volume levels, their key levels throughout, that we want to be looking for a reaction of price where we can take advantage of price action at those areas to give more confluence within our trading structures to put the trade on our side, right? We want to find bounce areas and all that. So we can see we are getting the bear div suggesting a little bit of return. Okay, even if we throw on some traders reality, we can see that we do have a big vector candle here. And it doesn't mean that we can't come back down and recapture that before heading up, okay? And that to me would be healthy, but nonetheless, we'll have to wait and see what the bears and the bulls have in mind for us, okay? We got to be adjustable. We got to be flexible with all these things and making sure that we are ready. Now, the short setup over the weekend, it was this one here with the bearish divergence on the 2 hours, suggesting that coming back down to this area was the idea. It didn't play out, okay? It only came down a little bit. However, stopped out at break even, basically. So looking for this to play out now. Continuation, you can see big bearish engulfing here, getting everybody really excited over in the morning here, and then now dumping on people's heads, okay? So getting people wrecked, getting people excited, jumping into longs and coming back at them. Now, I think the healthy move is to come back to at least around 60,500, okay? Money, whew, look at that money, 38, ramping up, okay? Overextended, flipping a little bit bearish on the stochastics, so that's something to be cautious about this morning. Now, what are these key levels that we're looking at? So we have these areas to the downside and to the upside. So this is our sell wall here around 67,000, matching up with our golden pocket where in my opinion, most liquidity resides for the trade action. However, if we're going to get into the nitty gritty, I have a couple of fib levels. Okay, so my fib levels line up in unison with our beautiful volume profile levels as well. So you can add these to your charts. Okay, make sure you add these to your charts. It's going to help you identify where these levels are, where the order blocks are, where we're looking for price to come to. Okay, so my first level is going to be within this area here between 60,000 and 61,200. Okay, we're looking for that bounce. Okay, that bounce is going to be critical for us to make a decent chunk of money within this price action. Okay, now this has put in a newer high, so we were down to this one before. Now we are up to this one here. So let's bring this up a little bit here within the golden pocket. Let's isolate price a little bit more. And let's look for that bounce around 61,300. Okay. Now, this one's of the entire range. We can see that we do have liquidity down here at 56 or 57,000. I don't think we're getting there. Okay. Not right now. Okay. So you can see if we pull the entire range here, we can bring this buy level up a little bit more. Okay. So we have two levels here that match up with some support and resistance, and we are looking for that bounce from there. Now, if we don't get all the way down there, you can get you can look for a swing failure pattern here down below within the price action. So either within these lows here, right around 62,800, or just a little sweep of this liquidity zone right here, which acted as previous resistance and support from before, which is right around 61,800. Okay, so preparing yourself for the price action today, you can see that we are getting that bear div on the 4 hour, pushing price down. Let's prepare for market structure change. So if we do come down here and we make a lower low and look for that retest and then a continuation downwards, you can use these levels as well in unison with downwards trend lines and possible short positions. Okay, we want to be very careful with our shorts, using very tight stop losses, considering that the movement is up right now and the trend is your friend until the end. Okay, so be very cautious with any short trades right now. However, looking at this, we're getting quite a good rejection after popping up all the way up to 65,500. And let's see if we just chop a little bit sideways, setting up the move for the rest of the week. This is going to be an interesting week. So let's be prepared. Look at the Dixie. The Dixie is getting rejected, dropping below on the daily here. Let's see if it can continue to fall, pushing money into risk-on assets. Okay, we've had a nice bunch of moves around the industry. Ethereum getting over 3,200. Okay, a little bit of rejection here. In this falling wedge, looking for that breakout as well. The S&P has done decently. Okay, a little bit of a pushback here. This is still, in my opinion, a bear flag. So let's be cautious here. We don't want to see this rejection down. We want to see that continued march, or at least chopping sideways before heading onwards and upwards. Okay, looking good across the markets. Be cautious out there. Join us in the free Discord. And if you're needing an exchange or anything like that, we do have a sponsor, BloFin and Market Cipher as well, which is a channel sponsor, which are the best, in my opinion. We have Market Cipher and BloFin. Use the links down below. We have promotions on both of them. Thank you so much for being here. Much love to every single one of you guys. Thank you for being here. Peace.